into food.
You turn what?
Corpse meat into food.
Corpse meat into food. Huh. Interesting. Okay, wait.
Also
I'm
have
typing it
slavery.
inside my Discord. Everybody can't hear you right now. Okay. Say test test.
Ah, wow, 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 wow.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, we can hear you now. Properties. Ta ta ta. Chapter 7, you say?
Yeah.
Hi, Meow. Welcome, Meow doing.
Yup. Ugh,
We're gonna read
so
some
good. This.
romance from the 1910s.
Want me
So
to
what?
start? I just chatting. I just chatting. Eh,
Yeah, yeah. Stream together, yes?
let me start. I know how to start
Okay.
now. Where's my stream to? Oh, ada.
Baru cakap. Baru cakap.
Relax,
Okay.
relax. Kena cari dulu. Meow, do you read
Okay,
them
okay. Baca
first?
buku, yes.
Hello, meow, meow. Can you wag your
Meow,
tail for
meow.
me? Woo woo. Ah.
Meow for us.
Ara, ara first
Okay.
eh.
Ara, ara. Actually, we
Salah.
play, what do we play? We play Tiny Tina's
Tiny.
games together.
Who's tiny?
Tiny
Why are you
Tina was
all
Leslie,
calling
the
me
Borderlands.
small? Everyone calling me small now. Already send request. Wag your tail. How dare you, Meow Doing, call me small? I have Tiny Tina as well, but then I
Mm.
cannot run it.
Yeah, so we're playing it
That was on
together.
Epic, right?
Mm. But we have it on. I have it on Steam. I don't know what
Uh,
Meow has it on. There's a crossplay option. Okay, chat, all good?
yeah. Ada?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let me scroll down to
We play on
chapter
Steam. I don't care, Meow
7.
Doing. You call me short. Uh, you know Kobo, RT?
Yes, of course.
Do you also know
We've talked about it
Ulala?
before. Yes.
She,
I
last,
think we've talked about it.
they were playing
Ah, they
together.
play together. Oh my
Lily,
god.
Shy Lily, and
Yeah.
another Daisy.
Mm-mm-mm.
That was the first time I saw Kobo so scared with someone. Ula was like, come to mommy, like that. I will protect you under my boobs, he said. She said, I don't know what to call them. It's a
She,
man. I don't think
but
the
it's
character
femme, right?
Sheila. Tidak?
The character is she, yeah.
The character
It's a
she.
femme presenting. It's a femme presenting
I
character.
think
Okay, so
before,
chapter 7, right?
before
And I'm
he,
not Cecile, I'm
huh?
Hermione, but he didn't hear it, right? Okay, that was the last one.
Before Ulala, he was once
Mhm.
fluffy.
Oh yeah, how about that? Weren't they the voice of
Huh?
they were voicing the what game is that? The Upin Ipin game?
Tidak, he's not the voice actor, but he can actually do Abang Saleh. Tarik satu like that.
No, I thought he was the
No,
kakak punya voice actor.
no.
Oh, okay. Where did I hear it from? Dari mana that the
Because
information is in my head?
previously he played Minecraft right with other streamers.
Mm.
So I think there's like a Kak Rose persona,
Oh,
Abang Saleh persona like that.
I see, I see, I see.
Everyone don't mess with short people.
Okay, you wanna start first or me?
Boleh boleh. Saya sudah makan. I was like stress eating for you.
We'll begin. Let's begin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma barik lana fima zakana wa qina azabana. Ramin.
I mean,
Buat pula lagu ni jap. Okay.
okay.
When Mr. Huntington Wood, at luncheon aboard the Shark, had asserted that the real explanation for the extraordinary devotion of the pilot fish was a sentimental emotion inspired by one of the Mrs. Bell, Cecile found much matter for a maiden meditation. Not for one instant did it occur to this self satisfied young lady that the cause of this infatuation might be one of her sisters. Paula was was not the sort
It's
of
like, of
girl.
course, it's not others. It's obviously me, because the most beautiful
Dia
one.
ni Cecil ni padahal baru je si Cecil tu kena hina-hina. Was not the sort of girl of whom one would think in this connection, and Hermione was still regarded by Cecile as a mere child. Though, as a matter of fact, the younger sister's superior height and dark coloring might readily have caused the careless observer to consider her the elder. Cecile was apt to be somewhat careless in her observation of anything outside of her own interests. Where
Basically, she's selfish. She doesn't care about anybody else but
Mhm.
herself.
She thinks the world revolves around her.
Basically.
Wherefore, she complacently appropriated Mr. Applebow in her mind as her own enamored swain. Applebow siapa?
Yeah. The
Oh,
poet.
okay, okay, okay.
Elliot. Elliot.
Elliot. From now on, you're Elliot.
So basically, so she very complacent. It's like, oh, of course it's me. Of course
uh,
he's after me.
oh no.
He's my, in love with me basically. For all of her innumerable conquests, Cecile found in the peculiar method of the pilot fish something singularly piquant. Here was a lover who asked absolutely nothing in return for his passion. He merely desired to be in her general neighborhood, to accomplish
Alhamdulillah.
which he put at inconvenience nobody but himself. To be sure, many others had striven for the same result, but these had insisted on a gradual constriction of what might be considered a general neighborhood, eventually finding the length of a transom all too wide a separation. Where Cecile had previously been compelled to throw cold water on her all too ardent suitors, here was one who insisted on at least a half mile of this pure element in varying depths between them. So she's like, wow, pretty good at this guy. He's able to stay away from me. Wow, wow, good
And
job.
that's all he's getting. Oh my god.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, all these other guys who chase after me, they eventually want to get closer to me, right?
Hmm.
So she's like, I'm surprised that this guy doesn't want to get closer. So she's like, kind of like respects him for that in a
Huh?
way. Yeah, thinking it over in the privacy of her room, Cecile decided that this point of view was just as extreme of its kind as that which demanded but a single deck chair for two people. Moreover, Mr. Applebow to choose his own line of conduct in the matter was not good discipline. Cecile was in the habit of herself outlining the regime to be observed in affairs of this kind, and she did not care to have it prescribed for her. So basically,
Hmm.
she's like, I can respect that he wants to stay away,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, she's like, but why? I want to control it. So she's
What
like,
the
she wants
heck?
to control how far he is, right? Because she's like, usually she's the one that's in control, right?
Hmm.
Like she is the one that's outlining the regime to be observed. So she's the one that's
Oh
dictating, no, you
no.
should stay away. But because he's choosing to stay away, she Masham feels like the power is with him instead of her. Like she feels like she's powerless, right? So she doesn't like that feeling.
Oh
So, in
no.
addition to this, Cecile had been very much interested in the distant views which she had got of the poet and was curious to see him at close range. So, she also macam terpikat, like, wow, he looks kind of
Oh.
nice from far away. I want to see what he's like up close. All that Wood had told them of his eccentric personality had served to sharpen this interest. So now she's also like, ooh, I'm so curious about this guy. And the girl found herself wondering if perhaps he might not be the one who was to take captive her heart and her desire. Maybe he's the one.
I wonder
She
who
had
she
always
ends up
felt,
with.
I wonder, she had always felt that the man to do this would not be the ordinary individual. She's like, oh, he's so special.
Huh?
He's not like other guys. It gave her a very lively emotion to picture this fair young Viking threading his way through fog and storm, reef and shoal, drawn onward by his unselfish, unchanging devotion to her ideal self. Cecile decided that such fidelity merited at least the reward of some slight token of her appreciation. She's like, oh, oh, I
Oh.
can't believe he's doing this all for me. I should give him something, maybe a handkerchief of mine.
Oh no.
Maybe like with my red lips and a handkerchief.
Oh, so funny.
She's like, wow, this guy. He's not like other guys.
Kasi I want to see her disappointment eh.
Your turn.
Wherefore she decided to attach Mr. Applebow forthwith to keep him on the end of her line until she made up her mind just what she wanted to do with him. She came to this conclusion shortly after awakening, and she was lazily studying out some plan for bringing the pilot fish within reach of her landing net when there descended through the skylight of her room the sound of the quartermaster's voice, as in low but excited tones he conveyed Captain Hallstrom certain information regarding their pilot wish.
The violet fish. Violet
Cecile,
fish.
Cecile lay listening, and a moment later, her heard Hellstrom's gruff voice say, "You back in the gig. Get a move on you now. Lower away there." Followed. What was that accent? What was that
I don't know.
accent?
You tried your
It
best.
became Irish. Followed by the
He's like
squeak
Southern European, no?
of the falls and wait. No, Norway isn't in Europe.
Yes,
Oh, okay, okay.
it's not Northern Europe.
By the squeal of the falls and the splash of the boat as it took the water just outside her porthole. Cecile looked out but could see nothing of interest. She was still looking when she heard Olsen growl something about Miss Hermione's swimming swimming what the heck swimming a race
Meet the violet fish.
wait what race what was it swimming a race with the
Race.
violet
I don't know.
fish.
Basically, remember they were supposed to swim back together. Remember, because it was too
Uh uh
far,
uh uh.
and then she was holding onto his shoulder. Remember the whole time.
Oh, so this is like
Yeah.
before. This is like a different POV, right? Before they got back together.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is Cecile's POV. So it's like Cecile is hearing her coming back from the,
Mm-mm.
from the shore,
Mm.
right, where the pilot fish is
Yeah.
swimming with the sister, and that was when Hermione dah terpikat.
Oh God.
Right? It's like,
Even got
but then,
kissed. Ah! Eh.
yeah,
Oh.
your
Ce-
turn.
Cecile was brought up
No,
all.
wait, she didn't get kissed. Wait, she didn't get kissed, right? It just looked like she got kissed.
Did that Hermione got kissed last time? They did kiss.
Really? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
they
Oh my god.
kiss.
Okay, okay.
They kiss Artie. Sabi mo na
Ah,
wala pa Bonnie. Elliot, kiss me
but they
instead.
kissed thinking that it's the seal, right?
They ingat that he thought he kissed Cecile.
Okay.
Uh, Cecile was brought up all standing at the coupling of these names. She sprang out of bed, slipped on her kimono, and
She's like,
hastened
huh? My sister and this guy? How dare?
and hastened to the
She's like, no.
companionway, where she thrust up through the hatch a very lovely face, flushed and still dewy with sleep, a heavy opalescent chevelure, huh? Opalescent chevelure, which seemed to gather all the sunlight in its vicinity, and two eyes of a deep misty gray. Artie.
Yes. Even as she looked, the gig, with Hellstrom in the stern, leaped clear of the schooner's side. What's the matter, Olsen? Cried Cecile, alarmed. The quartermaster turned with a tug at his watch cap. It was Miss Hermione out
Mm.
there swimming around mid the violet fish. That's mighty funny. She went away mid her skiff, and here she comes back without it under the it's under violet fish.
Under.
That's awful funny.
Is you trying to
And
say
under
ende?
und. I think it's und. Und the violet fish. Dots awful funny. He handed her his glasses, which Cecile raised to her eyes. The faces of the two swimmers were quite distinct, but as she looked, Hermione's head was eclipsed by that of Applebow, despite when they thought they kissed. Ah! Cecile could see that they were apparently treading water and waiting for the boat. How very odd! Exclaimed Cecile sharply. What is that mad girl up to now, I wonder?
Jealous for
Much
some reason.
disturbed, she laid down the glass as in like the binoculars,
Uh-huh.
just in time to see to miss the cream of the performance. Oh, she just missed the kissing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
As Cecile witnessed that goodbye kiss, it would have changed considerably subsequent events and have saved herself much wear
Hey,
and tear.
Mike! The timing!
But she didn't see it.
Everything,
But when
oh.
she looked again, Hellstrom was lifting Hermione into the gig, and she caught the flash of Applebow's hand as he flourished it in farewell. Cecile then went below and waited impatiently for her sister's arrival on board. A few minutes later, she heard outside a light step and the swish of a wet bathing skirt as Hermione hurried to her room. Is that you, Hermione? Called Cecile. Yes, Hermione looked in at Cecile's door. Her face was quite pale, and her eyes looked almost black. What have you been up to? Cried Cecile. I'll tell you all about it when I've changed. Could you relieve my curiosity a little at once? What became of your boat and Applebow? Well, Hermione gave a brief and rather impatient outline of her adventure. Cecile listened attentively. So you see, I went on the island, shot some
Huh?
birds, and then
Mm.
this guy was like, "Yo, why you shooting the birds? You this, I'm gonna take you to the sheriff." And then Appleball was like, "No, you can't take her to the sheriff. You know, because she's gonna shoot you. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that. She's kind of crazy. Just let us go." And then he was like, "Fine, you guys can go."
Arti,
And then
mana
so
bagian ko baca ni Arti? Chat dalam sini.
and then so flashback. I'm telling you like the
Flashback.
flashback story. And then they got back onto the boat. But then oh my god, this dude, this safari dude guy was like took their boat, and now she has to like swim back with Appleball.
Uh.
And then Cecile was like, "Oh my god, that's crazy! How dreadful!" She exclaimed. "I hope that this will teach you not to run about alone in that wild way. Now go and take off your wet things and get a pot of good hot coffee. You look very badly." It occurred to Hermione that since she looked so badly, her sister might have sacrificed her own curiosity and let her change before telling her tale.
Oh.
But she was feeling rather gone and with very little fight left in her body, so she turned and hurried off without a word. So she's
Oh.
like, Dala, you can see me, I'm very tired. Why do you still want me to tell you what happened? You could have just let me change first and then I can tell you what happened. But
Ya
no.
ba, kesejukan budak tu.
You mati-mati nak ask me what happened. Okay lah. Okay, your turn.
Her maid gave her a vigorous rub down. Rub down?
Yeah, because you have to warm
Oh!
up your
Oh,
body.
okay, okay. Oh, I was thinking of something
Girl,
else.
girl.
Then put her to bed and brought coffee with eggs and bacon, which Hermione
Sounds
devoured
good.
with great enthusiasm, despite the varying emotions through which she had so recently passed. Yeah, she was going through a lot of emotions in one day.
Bro, she also killed like the birds, It was
Yeah,
so
and then
cruel.
she felt bad, and then Apple Bowl
She was
came.
about to cry. And then she almost died because she almost wanted to kill the man.
Then she got kissed
Crazy.
again, and then she doesn't know what to feel. Yeah,
She's been through a lot.
yeah.
For a
That's
19,
so
19-year
much.
old, she's been through a lot.
That's too much in one day for a 19-year-old.
It's not even one day, it's just the morning.
Iya kan? It's just the morning.
It's just in the morning. I think this is about afternoon already, I guess.
Yeah. A breakfast finished. It's still
Like
breakfast, eh?
9 a.m. Yeah, 9 a.m. So she went out dawn, right? So I'm assuming 5, 6 a.m. she went out?
Oh.
Or she went out at night. Did she go out at night?
No,
Can't
I think
remember.
it was done.
Mm.
Her breakfast finished, Hermione fell into a deep and refreshing sleep, from which she was awakened a couple of hours later by a stamping and roaring overhead, which she recognized as proceeding from her
Oh, bapak
father,
dia dah bangun.
eh,
Bapak dia dah
and from which
GG.
she gathered that he was being put in possession of the facts concerning her adventure. Oh no,
Probably the older sister tu lah. What your daughter did.
oh no.
Ah,
This
budak
was
ni.
indeed the case, but in the meantime, there had arrived from the diplomatic superintendent of the gun club a note of apology and regret for the too great zeal of his minion. Oh, yeah, kan? Oh, oh, how tables have turned. Their party was the one that had to apologize.
Yeah, because she says like, do you know who I am? Do you know who my dad is?
Yeah, and then he even took her boat.
Yeah. And then
Wherefore,
no, and then he was like, I don't care who your dad is. He
Hula
still did
to,
bad. You have to go.
wherefore,
Okay.
Balk in his opportunity to raise a tremendous row, Captain Bell was working off steam and storming about and vituperating
Like basically like cursing out
uh,
the club, the show harbor,
the
everything also
state of
dia marah.
Maine.
Everybody is wrong.
Memang anyut! The pilot fish, Hermione, and generally, as sailors put it, cursing everything a foot high and a minute old. A foot high, eh? So if you're a foot shorter than you're
No,
safe.
they're trying to say like a foot high. I mean, oh, it's a
Uh,
baby, basically everything, including baby. So basically,
oh
nobody is
no.
fat. You're only a foot high. You're just a small baby. And you're only a minute old. You just born. Also, he said, your fault. Everybody's fault.
This
Curse
innocent
everybody.
pastime exhausted, it occurred to him that, after all, he owed a duty to the pilot fish, but for whom Hermione would have been subjected to great indignity. From the account given
Mm.
him by Cecile, Mr. Applebow had apparently done a hammer throw with the gamekeeper, then swum off to the schooner with Hermione trailing from his shoulders. Captain Bell was a stickler for etiquette, and therefore he decided to call immediately upon the poet and express his obligation. Ooh,
Thank you so much for saving my daughter from
artisten.
that. You say that you have seen him somewhere? He asked of Hellstrom. Christian Hellstrom shook his big, shaggy head. There was a distant, brooding look in his blue eyes, usually so keen and alert. I'm not sure. There was something like an echo in his voice,
Huh?
like somebody I have known long ago in Norway or some other place. His name, Applebo, was Scandinavian too. I do not know. Imagine it was actually Hellstrom Anna. Plot twist.
Huh? Wait, but didn't Applebow previously said his parents used to be royalty?
Maybe. That's why Hellstrom was like, he looks familiar. He sounds familiar
Maybe
like
his late
somebody I know.
father was friends with Hellstrom?
Maybe?
Tapi kalau tiba-tiba jadi
I
anak,
do
saya
not
nak
know.
tahu lah. Itu macam jauh.
I don't know. It could be a plot twist. You don't know what's happening with the story. Like maybe Hellstrom like, got a girl pregnant and he was like, bye. And then the
Oh, oh.
girl and the girl like married another guy and then oh yeah, this is totally your son.
Oh no.
Right, oh the shame. Oh no, I'm married and I'm unmarried and have a child. No. And then his name was Applebow. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe I just like, spoil the whole story. Bell shot him a quick, curious look. Hellstrom looked old, and it suddenly struck the choleric owner that his sailing master was getting on in years.
Oh,
He observed that Hellstrom's thick, curling hair, formerly of a rich, lustrous chestnut color, was grizzled almost to the point of being white, while the bushy eyebrows, heavy moustache, and thick, curling beard were fast becoming snowy.
oh.
The big Norwegian's face was very deeply lined, and at this moment the creases looked like those of age and suffering, rather than the result of exposure to all winds and weather. Bell was a little startled, for Hellstrom was but slightly older than himself, and it occurred to the ex-naval officer that if Hellstrom were becoming an old man, then he must be doing the same. So he finally realized that he's like, they're both getting quite old.
Oh
Lah.
no.
Dah
That's so sad.
tua-tua, maybe they should retire and stop freaking going around in a boat. Maybe they should settle down finally. So he seems to have
Like
given you a
two
bad
men
terms.
settled down finally with their
His old
daughters.
men. Yeah.
Mm, si
He seems
El.
to have given you a bad thumb, said Belle crossly. You look as if you'd just come from a funeral. Ah, and I feel like you too, muttered Hellstrom. It is a long time since I've let myself think of my old home. Something about this young man brought back the fjords,
The
on the
Fjords? Fjords, is it?
fjords under
Maybe.
midnight sun, and the big fires in the heart of my father's
Oh.
garden, I think. You think he's Scandinavian? Demanded Belle. No, sir, I think he was American like myself, but
Huh?
he is from Scandinavian stock.
Hmm.
It is so that he can find his way around in the fog. That's like like why he's so good at in his ship, right? Is
Uh-huh.
because he must have some Scandinavian blood in him, the Viking blood, right? Your turn.
And his deep-set blue eyes roamed across the intervening water to where the Daffodil lay at anchor. Bell ordered away the gig, and as he was about to set off on his formal call, he turned to see Cecile, fresh and lovely in pink muslin, with a little Panama hat. Oh, ako dah, wound about with a rose-colored pugary. In her hand
Yeah,
was,
oh,
in her hand was a tiny parasol to match. Parasol that small, it barely covers the sun, the rain. Cecile made it a point never to wear anything nautical. Huh? Snorted
mm,
Belle. Where are you going? With you, Papa? But I'm going to call on the
go.
pilot fish. So I imagined, as Hermione's sister, I thought that I ought to go with you. You see, in a way, I stand in loco parentis.
Parentis. So she's trying to say, I'm also like, a mother
Oh my
to.
god.
I'm also like a parent. So I also should thank him for saving my sister.
Well, Belle wrinkled up his nose. He was, on the
She's
whole,
so obvious.
pleased with the idea, but he guessed that Cecile's object was less inspired by a sense of social obligation than a feminine curiosity to see the man reputed to be following them about through hopeless love of herself. He determined to tease her a little.
Or he's also like gonna tease
Oh, what
the
book is
girl
this?
on
Wait, wait,
that.
wait. I forgot to put. What's the book title? I forgot. What's
Oh right. Magnet.
the magnet?
The
By
magnets.
who?
By who?
Henry. Henry C. Is
Henry
it?
something?
Henry C. Hellstrom.
Henry C. Rowland, sorry.
How? Henry or Howard?
Henry C. Rowland.
Oh yeah, I love it the way. Will
Ah,
you
ta, ta,
have
ta.
on me? Apa? Sebelum I haven't eating, pula reading. Okay.
Henry C. Rowland. Okay, let me also pin that. Da, 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 da.
Ready?
Okay. Ready, where are you?
Okay.
I forgot where I was. Okay.
He determined to tease her a little. Oh, it
Yeah.
ain't necessary. I'm parent enough. It would only embarrass him if you were to go too. He's shy as a redhead duck. Cecile bit her lip. Very well, said she. If you don't want me, I'm. If you don't want me, I merely felt that I ought to go because the situation was a rather delicate one. Those two wandering about at daybreak in their bathing suits. My instinct told me that some official recognition of such an incident should be taken by a woman of the family. It seemed scarcely the thing to be left for two men. Oh, well, well, interrupted the father. Come along
Oh
then.
my god.
It had never occurred to me in just that light. You're quite correct, my dear, quite. He ushered her to the rail with great ceremony. Yachting etiquette requires that the owner shall be the first one to board his vessel and the last to leave her. Bell invariably observed these details, which are, of course, modeled after naval etiquette. There was a little smile in the corner of Cecile's pretty mouth as she descended the accommodation ladder. These three girls were all quite able to manage their father. Cecile by Cecile by Gil, Paula by Sweetness.
Guile. No.
Oh, Guile. What's Guile?
Be- like lying or beguile, like charm, like
Mm-mm-mm.
charming the father. So it's like, oh, of course, a woman must be there. And the father like, okay.
Another Haka. Paula by Sweetness and Hermione by Vile. Oh no!
It's like, Papa,
Pak,
listen
saya
to
nak
me.
ikut juga. I think if it were Paula, I think like his dad would be more than
Like,
willing to
pretty
let her come
please.
along.
She would just be like, pretty please, can I
Yeah.
go?
She
And just like
she's
the father, oh, melt.
she's like the only child that's I think she's the favorite one, right?
I don't know, but she's just not problematic at all.
Elstrom, on the other hand, managed all three by the same quality: quiet, dominant force of will, which was, of course, backed by deep affection. Oh, I think Paula was
Hellstrom is the mama.
Hellstrom. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no, no. Yeah.
no, I mean like Paula was Hellstrom's favorite as well.
Ah. No, I
Uh-uh.
think Hellstrom loves all of them equally. It's just
Mm.
that Paula's the
Paula
most
sikit lebih
normal.
lah, lebih sikit. Artisten.
Off they started then, crisply and with four lusty oars.
Ooh.
Belle would have no chugging stingpot for a gig, although not disdaining power for errands and market work. His gig was a beautifully modelled, diminutive man-of-war's whaleboat, with an official arrow on the bow, the insignia of a gig. She slipped through the water like a barracuda, light, easy pulling, buoyant, and dry in any seaway, and swift under sail. The distance to the daffodil was quickly spanned, and they drew close aboard to find Mr. Applebow,
Oh,
immaculately clad in ducks, regaling himself with tea and macaroons in the cockpit.
nearly expired macaroons. Memang dia
As
ni
the gig
24 hour
alongside,
eating macaroons eh.
I don't know, he's just a sweet tooth. A goodbye to all his teeth, I guess. But he's having tea with it, so maybe the tea is bitter enough, to balance it out. As the gig shot alongside, the poet arose and saluted. In response to his deep toned order, the fin squeezed out of a small hatchway, up forward in a way that suggested a crab coming out of a hole. So there's only two guys, right? So the Finn,
mm.
the other sailor, the one who's like drunk, like has an alcohol problem,
Hmm?
and the
Mm,
Mr.
mm,
Appleball.
mm,
Yep.
mm.
And sidle aft, boat hook in hand, Cecile observed that the bow oar, an Irishman, crossed himself. So the Irish, there's no like the Finnish guy apparently.
Ah,
Mr. Applebow's manner was dignified and polite, but had he been discovered sitting atop of an iceberg in Davis's Strait, he could not have been more cool and distant. His leonine features betrayed no hint of any sort of emotion, and the deep amber eyes, half hidden behind his long dark eyelashes, blinked sleepily at his guests. Right? He's always like
The
looking at
hell?
people like half open
I think
eyes.
dia kekurangan vitamin ni. He's low on melanin melanin.
I don't know, but he's been eating macarons. I don't think there's vitamins in
I'm
macarons.
surprised he's not like he still keeps his abs. What the heck?
I'm surprised he's still alive and not having kidney failure from all the sugar, not diabetes. Good morning, said he, and bowed again. Seeing a little hesitation on the face of Captain Bell, he added, Will you do me the honor to come aboard? Had the words been rather, Will you do me the honor to clear out and not bother me? The hospitable desire behind him could not have been more distinctly expressed. So basically, he's like, he doesn't really want him there, but he's just like, okay, fine, do you want to come aboard? Bell was
Uh-huh.
sadly taken aback. He had expected to be met with embarrassment, which he would graciously seek to allay. While himself the heart and soul of hospitality, he always clung to a certain punctilious formality and detested the social negligee of the Corinthian sailor, in spite of which it was a little discomposing to be received aboard by a little 2 by 6 shallop with this, Sir, I have the honor to request manner. So he doesn't like the way
Mhm.
he's being invited to go onto the ship, even though he came without invitation. Technically, he just came to just say that, oh, thank you for saving my daughter, but I guess he's going to climb on board the ship. If Cecile shared his surprise, she did not show it. Leaning slightly forward, she regarded the poet with that expression of polite inquiry which one might bestow upon an unfamiliar entree served at the table of a friend. So she's like observing him politely, I suppose.
Oh no.
Curious. But at the same time, like women at the time, right? It's like their boobs. So it's like to lean forward. It's like, oh, what are you trying to show, girl? You
God.
trying to show some? You trying to show some boobs over here? Interesting. Y- Your turn.
A person familiar with good form, however, need never be more than momentarily embarrassed. Captain Bell rose as though there were but three joints in his body, but eh, only one of which was needed for his bow. Thank you, said he, and turned to Cecile, who floated up from her cushions and gave the tips of her fingers to a father. Wow! Bell preceded her aboard
Like
using
so,
two.
she's like so polite. Like,
Oh
oh,
my god.
father, hold my hand.
Bell preceded her aboard using two joints in the maneuver. Maneuver, is it?
Yeah.
And shook hands with Mr. Appleball, whose expression suggested a person roused from a beauty sleep. Daughter, permit me. Oh, okay, okay. Daughter, permit me to present Mr. Appleball, said Bell to Cecile, and added, turning to the pilot fish, my daughter, Miss Bell.
Oh, he didn't say which bell.
Yeah, I know. This is shit that with the face of one oppressed by this recollection of a sad dream, Mr. Applebow assisted Cecile to the deck of the daffodil. He said he's
What if
kind
what if he thinks this is
Hermione.
Ola?
Hola?
Because if it's Hermione, he would be more embarrassed. No, he'd be like, no, or maybe he doesn't even know.
He
Maybe.
doesn't even I think last time he doesn't even know what Hermione looks like. Yeah, he was talking
Okay.
to Mr. Hanwood Woods Wood
Huntington Wood. Yeah.
Huntington Wood. He told him like I don't even you don't even know how she looks like, but then you know her
Yeah, and
name.
when he wrote the poem, he doesn't even know her eye
Yeah,
color.
I was like, wait, is her eye color this? I don't think so. Oh my god. With the
Okay,
face of one oppressed by the recollection of a sad dream. He's disappointed, is it?
maybe.
Mr.
He's
Appleball
like, oh, she doesn't look
assisted
that pretty after all.
this Cecile to the deck of the daffodil. Pray come below, said he. Pray come below, said he. The glare is rather intense. A one and a
Mm-hmm.
half jointed acknowledgment from Bell and a swift, curious look from Cecile were the receipt of this invitation. The pilot fish shut back the sliding hatch and led the way down, the others following with something of the manner of people who inspect an apartment still occupied by a polite but greatly bored tenant. Artiston.
On entering the cabin, the two guests were forcibly struck by its peculiar atmosphere of warm and immaculate emptiness. There's nothing inside. One does not, as a rule, associate warmth and emptiness, but the former quality was, in this case, conveyed by the peculiar rich and mellow light which pervaded the place, and which Cecile quickly discovered to be due to the sun shining through amber-coloured skylights and reflected from the yellow enamel of the paintwork. Everything's yet yellow. That's why he looks like a lion, I
Eh.
guess, and lion cat. It was a peculiar effect, but unlike that of red, blue, or green lights, extremely restful and agreeable. People whose homes are on the wave usually like to surround themselves with personal trinkets, suggestive of the land, which is, after all, their natural element. Cecile's room aboard the Shark was a sans souci of
Uh,
delicious luxury in exquisite taste. But here in the Daffodil's cabin, aside from a vase of yellow roses, there was not one single object which did not have its distinct and practical use. Not a picture, not a curio, or not a knick-knack of any sort. Books were there were, no doubt, in the double row of lockers on either side, but nothing of ornamentation. There were two big nickel lamps set in gimbals, one over a gravity table, the other over the head of the single bunk. A large watch hanging on the forward bulkhead furnished noiselessly the time. Above it were a telltale compass and a small aneroid barometer, while a battered and archaic looking sextant was jammed against the bulkhead under a yellow leather strap. So basically, this is like the his bed, and then there's also like the way he plans the map, right? So that's the map. You need like a sextant. It's like a ruler, a type of tool that you use to measure angles and like ship ship navigation stuff.
mm,
Yeah, so basically they're describing how his room is like. So he's the kind of guy who's like, I guess he doesn't care. It's like whatever it is, it's like it's just I need it. Whatever I need, I need. Everything else is extra I don't need. All the extra stuff I don't need. The poet produced a couple of camp chairs, which he opened and offered to his guests. I hope that you do not object to yellow light, said he. Yellow is my color. I find it intellectually stimulating. It is said to be the mental color, observed Cecile. In France, Belle remarked, they say that it is the symbol of a mauvaise ménage. But since you are not married, it does not matter. Ooh, what does mauvaise ménage
my
mean?
God.
Shall we mauvaise? Let's Google. What does this word mean?
Mauvais ménage.
Ménage.
Mauvais
A bad
ménage.
household. Oh, okay. Interesting. So it just means bad housekeeping. So, in France, they don't like yellow light, I guess.
Oh.
Bad housekeeper. But since you're not married, it does not matter. I am wedded to my muse, said Applebow. And it is true that we sometimes quarrel. Perhaps that is the reason. The reason why, his place is covered in yellow. Okay, your turn.
Okay. So I start from I'm wedded, right?
No, I said that already. I wedded to my muse, said Applebow.
Oh, okay, okay.
And it is true that we sometimes quarrel. Perhaps that is the reason. The reason why, it's that yellow all the time.
So from Bell, right?
Yep, Belle.
Bell shot his daughter a glance which said as plainly as words, "There! I said that he was balmy." the
What
po
do you mean he's stupid? He's crazy.
the janganlah terang-terang
The child.
sangat, Omche. Depan-depan
No, it's just
muka.
a glance. He didn't say it though. He just
Oh,
macam
okay, okay.
tengok. Tengok, it's a glance.
I already imagine this was, see, I told you, with his face.
Kau aku dah cakap. Like the eyes, just with the eyes.
The poet looked sleepily unconscious, and the dreamy expression of his eyes would have led one to believe that he was dreaming of meadows sown with asphodel. Asphodel. Bell made
Mm.
noises in his fat throat. My daughter and I have called to thank you, Mr. Appleball, for your services rendered this morning to an indiscreet member of our family.
Oh, she
Indiscreet.
doesn't know what it is.
It doesn't want to tell
Nobody
which
knows.
sister?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because it
Even
thought
the
that
father
Apple
knows.
Ball already know the name, right? Who it is.
I don't know.
Wait,
Maybe
oh,
maybe
the
he knows the
picture,
Apple Boy
eh?
doesn't know.
The picture. Apple Ball. Why is his hair short?
I don't know, man.
Why is his hair black?
Was it his hair short?
I thought his hair. No, the picture below still wasn't.
Anyway,
No, I want to keep my version of Apple Ball in my head.
which is
Elliot.
Elliot.
Blonde Elliot. Ay, Elliot Beto. He's not like Apple Ball. Astagfirullahaladzim. Come back to the world. The poet made a graceful, undulating motion with his hand, expressive and deprecatory. Cecile, regarding him intently, decided that he
Deprecating?
was uh, dep- uh,
Deprecating. So deprecating, so
deprecatory.
deprecatory.
Oh.
It's a hard word,
Regarding
huh?
him intently, decided that he was quite correct in saying that yellow was his color. Her eyes clung to him, fascinated by his odd, unusual type. The yawl swung a
Ooh.
trifle on her cable, and a golden shaft of light, which struck diagonally through the skylight, traveled slowly across the bulkhead and bathed the leonine head of Apollo in a golden effulgence. Wreathing his wavy hair, tidak sama dalam gambar, it's not the same.
It's
I
like,
don't
ah. He has like a golden halo.
like an angel, is it?
Yeah, basically.
Traveled slowly across the land head of Applebow in a golden effulgence, wreathing, wreathing, wreathing his wavy hair with a true
Breathing. Uh-huh.
aureole. Aureole.
Oh, yeah.
Aureole?
Aura,
It
basically,
sounds,
like.
it sounds like the sound of what you call a nipple, or
Uh-huh,
areole.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
How
uh-huh,
do you,
uh-huh.
what is it called?
Areola.
Areola. This one is aureole.
I cannot believe it sounds more like the bird Oriole, O R
I
I O
don't know
L
a
E.
bird named Ariel. I know the areola, the
What?
nipple.
Of course.
Okay, I need to
Twinkle
mark
little
that.
tongue.
Let's mark that. Mark.
Ah,
Areola. Da. Said the mark stream name. A golden man he looked. Cecile was unable to take her eyes from him. He's not. He has short hair in this picture. Panipo. My sister is much to be congratulated,
mhm.
said she, and finding a champion at the critical moment. Oh, said the poet, the one to be congratulated is the keeper. Miss Bell was about to fill him full of shot. What? Cried Bell, much startled. Right so,
Your daughter was about to kill a man.
yeah. He meant to drag her off by force and she felt differently about it. When I arrived, she had him covered and was promising to blow his head off, he blinked. What? cried the horrified
How
Belle.
could you go?
How terrible! exclaimed Cecile. It would have served him right, said the pilot fish. If she had done so, I would have dug a hole in the sand and buried him, and we would have said nothing about it.
Oh,
But
wow, he's like, yes, I will be a murderer for
I
her.
w- bukan
I
murderer
would
like partner in crime, right? Yeah.
accomplice.
But but
I would
bless
help her
my
kill this man.
soul, cried the horrified Belle. It would have been manslaughter. Artistan.
Well, this fellow deserved to be slaughtered, observed the poet. However, he was so fortunate as to escape. I persuaded him to go away. Then, while Miss Bell was recovering from her agitation, the scoundrel stole her boat. Unfortunately, my man was ashore with my only boat, and as I did not like to leave your daughter alone, and she assured me that she was a strong swimmer, we decided to swim. There was no great risk, as I could have towed her the whole distance at a pinch. He's like, I'm that strong, bro. I got you. Don't worry about it. Okay. All of this in a sleepy voice, while the screened eyes blinked drowsily from Belle to Cecile. The girl's scrutiny was more intent than she realized, and her soft cheeks was slightly pale. Little lines had appeared, running vertically between her brows. One would have said that she was agitated at thoughts suggested by the recital of her sister's adventure, but that was not the case. Cecile was inwardly stirred at something in the quality of the deep, monotonous voice, low and vibrant as the purr of a great cat. The personality of Appleball had upon her an odd, exciting influence.
Oh my god.
She's like, oh. Oh my god. In rather ridiculous contrast to the effect he produced on the inner emotions of this accomplished coquette, the poet was sitting in the most uninspiring manner possible to conceive. He was perched on the extreme rim of his bunk, which, being rather low, brought his big knees chest high. His feet, of generous proportion and elegantly shod in rubber soled buckskin, were toeing in. His forearms rested across his thighs, and his back was domed like the shell of a tortoise. So he's like kind of like hunched over.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even look like cool. He's cool. He's not sitting in a cool way at all. So that the long wavy he had long wavy hair clustered about his shoulders as he turned his head from one guest to the other. Okay, there's an ad right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to wait until the ad is over?
Ad.
Yeah, there's an ad on my side. Do you know
Uh,
if there's an ad running on your side?
there's no ad running on my side. We can wait for the ad to finish.
Okay, it should be in about 1 minute.
Hey
It start in about
everyone,
1 minute,
this is why
so
you should subscribe to us so you don't
subscribe.
see ads. Subscribe to
I
us if you
I
don't
gotta
want to see
refill my
ads.
bottle, BRB.
Okay.
Gotta refill my eye.
Yeah, so while art is gone, you better give us money. You know how difficult it is nowadays, everyone? I don't know about Artie, but me okane nai, no money. Okane daisuki, yes, I love money. Give me your money. Like that. Mm-mm. Call me again when you're out of sight in my mind. 'Cause sometimes I look in your eyes, that's where I find a glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. Said I'm fine, and said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping I'll find a glimpse of ours. 'Cause sometimes I look in her eyes, and that's where I find a glimpse of us. And I tried. Yeah, that's why everyone give us more money.
What are you talking about?
Many, many
Are you extorting?
money.
Why are you
If you
extorting
guys don't
cash?
like the ads, you
I came
subscribe
back.
right now. I want to
When I
see
came back, you're
100
extorting cash.
subscription,
Oh
gifted
my
subs,
goodness,
and the
Christ.
berries. You know how I love them titties. I mean, berries.
Shall we continue? The ad is
RT
over.
RT came out like, what the heck? I came back to steer Shiro threatening people.
Extorting them. Give us money.
Okane daisuki, cause okane nai right now.
Oh my goodness. So add to this a sleepy, blinking face and a wide mouth, which seems ever ready to yawn, and it seems odd that Mr. Applebush should have caused any acceleration of the pulses in a young lady who had successfully weathered many an impassioned declaration. As a matter of fact, it was the suggestion of swift, latent force masked in this somnolent pose which was discomposing. There was a deep, slumberous gleam in the amber eyes, which told of a very wakeful spirit within, while the muscular contour of the inert limbs promised
Ooh,
an output of tireless strength, which their present laxity sought
the
in
kind
vain
of
to
strength
conceal.
that pulled Hermione over. Oh, Tita. Hello?
So basically, he's just trying to pretend that he's like macam
Okay.
chill, like it's like I'm
Uh-huh.
okay, whatever. He's just pretending to be sleepy and tired. I don't know for a reason. Both Captain Bell and Cecile felt the existence of this masked vitality. That means they knew that he was pretending.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that he was hiding something. The former with the admiration of a man who had himself been athletic in his youth, and Cecile with a foresight stirring of some new and unclassified emotion. So they both know that this guy is actually, very energetic, that he's just
Mm-hmm.
pretending to be lazy. Fancy your being able to drag a big girl through the water for a mile or more, said he. You must be a very powerful man. So it's like, wow, you said you can just swim? Okay, interesting. It would be easier for a good swimmer to carry a person for a mile in the water than on land, said Appleball. The water takes most of the weight. Besides, one could never tire in performing a service for so charming a girl as your daughter. Ooh, Cecile was going to be so jealous. Belle looked startled. Huh, he began, but Cecile interrupted. Oh, if you find a service of that kind so stimulating, I should think you would lend yourself oftener to it. So she's like, oh,
Oh no.
you performing a service is fun? Oh, you should perform more services for me.
Oh my God. This
You
girl,
should treat yourself
udahlah.
oftener to it.
Kau ni merendahkan kau punya perempuan ni. Tidak
No,
juga,
you like to
tapi
be of
itulah.
service. You like to be a good boy
Oh no.
to a charming woman. Oh,
Why
you
can't
should
she be
serve
like
me.
Hermione, dikejar tapi jadi masochist? Or Paula, sweet and just still going on with her life? Aw.
There was the least touch of sharpness in her tone. Appleball eyed her inquiringly. I do, said he, but in spirit rather than in body.
Wah,
So
inspired.
he serves.
Eh,
It's
I
like, I'm not gonna
will,
serve you with my body,
it's
okay,
basically
girl?
saying like if there's anything you need help with, just call me, but I help you in spirit only. Oh no. Oh no.
Thus, following you, there was a faintest emphasis on the you. About all summer has been a sentimental though unasked service. All services should be unasked, otherwise they are obligations. It has been a service, and I
Does he
have
think
never
Cecile
tired
is
of it.
Hermione?
Maybe. Belle's jaw slightly dropped. Cecile's glance was very intense.
Whoa.
Apple Blow blinked. Your turn.
Uy,
So he's saying,
melawan
I'm doing
laki ni.
you a service by following you. Macam like, apa dia cakap? Like, I'm doing you a service by following you. So creepy. Anyway,
I'm
continue.
doing he's doing service by being a stalker,
That's what he's saying. Like, has been a service.
stalking
I've never
someone that
tired
he
of it.
doesn't even know who is who.
And then even the bapa said, apa you cakap?
He
The
was like,
the jaw slightly, huh? Service?
dia
Your
pun
turn.
pening lah yan. Oh my god. Huh, said Belle. It seems to me that the service was on our part, seeing that we were doing your thinking for you.
He's like, what are you talking about service? We are helping you.
The leader must always do the thinking for the one who follows, murmured the poet. Aye! The stray dog who attaches himself to your heels follows blindly where you lead because of his eh, unasked and often undesired devotion. The pilot fish does not dictate his course to the shark. Belle looked confused, then turned a slightly richer shade of pink. Huh? What does he mean? Hello?
So it's like he's saying, okay. So the idea of service, right?
Mm.
It's like macam I'm serving you, right? So it's like he's saying I'm a servant in a sense that you didn't ask for my service, right? You didn't
But he
want my
followed
service.
them
I
willingly
unasked for
gitu.
an undesired. Yeah, so basically I just serve you macam like a
His
stray dog follow the
presence.
master. Yeah. Just
Oh
attached,
no!
just follows
What
you
kind of
blindly.
this? Oh no! Oh my god. The idea was
Yeah.
slowly permeating his intelligence that Appleball was chaffing them, and that's so silly
Mm.
that, and
Basically
that's,
macam dia sindidos.
oh my
Yeah.
god. And that one hardly knew how to reply. The same, yang boleh membalas Appleball ni, kita perlukan Hermione ya. Uh,
Yeah.
the same idea had entered the head of Cecile. To this pampered beauty, the idea that a young man should deliberately amuse himself at her expense was maddening. Cecile had plenty of fight in her, and she was active minded as well, and she did not propose to be set dancing on a string like a marionette for the pleasure of the sleepy eyed enigma. After all, said she, one might consider that we were quits. You've you furnish us with some idle amusement which otherwise we might lack, while we furnish you with some of our mind, which otherwise you might lack. Precisely, drawled the poet. A fair exchange. Oh,
Okay, so she also tries to send him balik because she's like, "Hello, what are you saying? You know, what are you saying to my dad?" So she's also like trying to like protect their
balasa.
reputation, right? So dia pun nak balas lah. So he's like, I understand that we give you some of mine which you like because you stupid. Like she's trying to like say they like, oh, you don't have a brain, that kind of thing. And then so you are amusing us, right? You are like a servant that's amusing us. We are like the royalty in a sense. So for the poet, it's like yes, a fair exchange.
I
Okay,
just
so
pick
that
my
he admits
toenail
that
with
he's
my
stupid.
hand. It's like I
Okay.
rip it off from my toe.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Are you bleeding?
Reading sambil kacau-kacau.
Okay,
After all, said she, what
you need to go somewhere
I
else.
was baca.
Okay.
Precisely, drawled the poet. A fair exchange. Oh my God. Belle cackled outright. The color flared into the face of Cecile. Na, kan ko, jumpa lawan ko. Kanada yang membalas, ha? Applebow blinked. Captain Bell came to the rescue of his daughter. About the shark, said he, you are a sort of benefactor. You, you instill our monotonous lives with a great excitement. All hands make bets on how long after us you will arrive in port. In that case, said Applebow, in a tone of dreamy regret, I must sometimes have thoughtlessly spoiled the game by carelessly permitting myself to arrive before you. Hereafter I will not follow you out so soon. Belle's face grew rather purple. Purple lagi, tadi pink to purple. While obliged to admit the dull sailing qualities of the shark, he had never particularly relished comment on the topic. But to have it so rubbed in, by little 60-foot sword,
Are you
60
excited for the word rub in?
I don't know. It sounds so kinky because him and his like uh boat husband. My little
Yeah. Hellstrom.
60-foot swordfisher was infuriating. Artistan.
Of course, he snapped. On these short runs, it's not difficult for you to pass us, but I am afraid that you may not find it so easy to stay with us for the next fortnight or so. We are tired of mud holing and rotting around with a small fry. So he's like, we're going to go to the big ocean, see if you can keep up. If you are tired of me, observed the poet, you know that you only have to say so. Not for worlds would I persecute you with undesired
Who the
attentions.
toy I picked out was so big.
So
Wow.
he's trying to say like, oi, if you don't want me to follow you, can just say you don't want me to follow you. Like why do you have to go back and forth on this, right? I will not persecute you with undesired attentions. And then Cecile was like, no, 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 not a bit of it, exclaimed Cecile. We find you very amusing. She doesn't want him to go away.
Oh my god.
The question is whether you will find your occupation so amusing from now on. As Papa says, we are planning some good offshore runs.
Pa?
I do hope that you will not find your duties too arduous. Papa, here was a
Auntie, do you
challenge
want to see my
directly
toe?
thrown down. No thanks.
So random.
Here was a challenge directly thrown down. Applebow looked as if the mere thought of it made him overtired. Come, come, said Bell with an assumption of his hearty manner. Fess up now. What is your real object in trailing us around? Wood says you find the proximity of three pretty girls stimulating to your poetry. Is that true? Quite. Applebow looks slowly at Cecile. Huntington exaggerates. The proximity of one of them would be quite enough. So I think he likes Cecile. But he thinks the Cecile is Hermione.
Hermione.
Like the name is Hermione. Okay. The proximity of one name would be
Mm-mm,
quite enough. The
mm-mm,
focus of so
mm-mm.
many romantic and sentimental aspirations must, by its mere juxtaposition, inspire by repercussion the acme of poetic expression. I don't precisely
Wait,
understand,
wait,
said Belle with perfect truth. Yes.
wait. So you think he likes the seal who he might think thought like as Hermione, but then he thought Hermione as a seal and he called Hermione uh
Cecile.
like the prettiest sister, right? I think
Yeah.
his taste is Hermione or like her not Hermione's sister.
Oh.
I think his taste is actually Hermione.
We don't know. Maybe he's playing all of their hearts. You don't know. So
He
basically, so he's saying the
uh,
proximity of one of them would be
uh,
quite enough, right? So he says, asalkan dapat satu pun dah cukup, you know.
But you
But
didn't tell
he,
which one.
but the focus of so many. So he's saying, but actually, if you know all of them are like,
Uh-huh.
romantic with me, right? So many romantic and sentimental aspirations. So he's literally saying like I could be a playboy.
What?
You get what I mean? It's like if I have more of your girls liking me, right? It must, by its mere juxtaposition, inspire the acme of poetic expression.
My God.
It's like, oh, maybe, if one of them is enough, then oh, if I have more, then maybe I will write more poetry,
Uh-huh. You know what
right?
song's playing right now while we're reading this? It's called Good
No.
Looking. The one he's bouncing on my booty cheeks, that one song. Uh.
I'm playing lo-fi, and the lo-fi song is "Breeze in My Fur." It's a furry, it's a furry lo-fi. Breeze
Breeze.
in my fur. So anyway, so I don't precisely. So he doesn't understand, but Cecile is
Uh-huh.
like trying to say, "Wait, so you want more girls to like you, basically?" So Cecile drew back with a little sniff.
Macam mana tu?
Appleball showed actual signs of awakening.
Oh,
Like
begitu.
drew back in the middle of sniff. I
Nipping
don't know.
people.
He leaned toward Belle and spread out his large, well-shaped hands. We poets, he said, are souls highly sensitized to extrinsic emotions. We are less sentient beings than aesthetic interpreters of the passionate vibrations of art or nature, like the aeolian harp responding to the dalliance of a zephyr. Thus do we translate soul talk of alien origin. He beamed at the agonized Belle, who was panting for air. So basically, the way he's speaking is like too fancy for Belle, and Belle's like, "I'm just a sailor, bro. I'm just a navy man. You don't talk with these poetry to me." Okay? Just as the compass swings to meet its electric affinity, pursued Applebow in a rapt voice, so doth the spirit of the muse within us react to the atmosphere of love that diviners of all motive force. It is thus that I find your aura so stimulating. He looked at Cecile
Oh my
like
God.
Tabasco on an oyster. He gave
Oh.
her a celestial smile. I see, she answered. You use us as a sort of stove. Less for its warmth, said Appleball, than for the fuel with which it is fed. Captain Bell mopped his brow. Okay, guys, this is crazy. He's like, I'm done. I'm a practical sort of person myself, said he vaguely. Why don't you accept our invitations and get your inspiration at short range? Your turn. It's like, so he's like, why do you have to go so far? We can just be friends,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can follow me. Everything will be chill, right? Like you being so far away. Okay, I think he's like what he's saying is like it doesn't make sense for you to just follow and not be friends. So Belle is like
He's a
open to being friends
weirdo,
with him.
that's why.
Yeah, because for Belle it's like awkward.
Mhm.
Macam like you just follow. I don't say hi. Macam like he's like very hospitable. He's like a gentleman like the old era. Like cakap
Mhm.
lah hello. It's like like how like in the past like people used to be you say hello to people in the lift
Is
in your
that
house. In the apartment block.
is that
But in
why
Singapore we don't
nowadays
do that
they
anymore.
catcall? Huh?
No. I mean,
Mhm.
you say hi to your neighbors, but then I feel like
Mm.
Singaporeans, we don't do that anymore. There's no like, saying hello to your neighbors.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, we just in the lift and it's quiet and you go to our house. Like, nobody actually
Oh, same
talks to
goes
your
for
neighbors
me.
anymore.
I don't talk to
Yeah,
my own
so.
family. Salah. Itu lain ya.
So Captain Bell is like the old school vibe, macam like,
Uh-huh.
oh, you should all, get along together.
You
This is
just say
polite.
hi. Why you trying to be a creepy dude?
Yeah, why are you trying to, just follow us for no reason? So why don't you accept our invitations, right? So come on to the ship. Right? Get your inspiration at short range, right? And what did the
Hmm.
poet say, your turn?
Yep. Okay, okay. Yep. Okay, okay. To do that,
Come on,
said
come
the
on.
poet, would be to sacrifice my sacred muse upon the altar of my own selfishness. No, all that I ask is merely to continue as I am, a humble and devoted little pilot fish. Belle and Cecile both cast him glances of quick suspicion, but but the
Sus.
face of Mr. Appleboy expressed no more than a sad and somewhat sleepy resignation. Belle rose to his feet, and Cecile somewhat reluctantly did the same. She felt that she was quitting a considerable loser. Uy! Wow! Well,
Yeah,
we,
she's at first she liked him, but now she's like, eh.
this is such a loser, man. You don't even just gonna say so far away.
Yeah.
Well, she remarked Belle a little snappishly. Keep on being a pilot fish. If that suits you better, as far as following us is concerned, you can do that and welcome. Follows us till oh Papa. But
Oh,
I'm
he's about to say like, till you die, to the end of the world.
oh okay, okay. But I'm
I
afraid
think he
you'll
was about to
find that
curse him.
you've got some swimming cut up for you that will wear the brisket off you. Where the shark swims, said Applebow, the pilot fish will
Oh,
follow.
he said, I will take that challenge.
You sound so creepy. Wherever you are, I'll always be there. You know that
Oh,
that like TikTok audio? Wherever you go, I'll be there. We will
wasn't it?
see.
Wasn't it that song? It
No,
was
it's
an
not a
old
song.
80s rock
Is it
song.
a song?
Every move you
Oh,
make,
not that one.
every
There's
step
this
you
TikTok audio,
take.
but it's not a
No?
song. But it's a
Dun,
wherever he
dun, dun,
goes,
dun,
I'll be
dun, dun,
there.
dun.
And then
I'll be watching you.
we will
Anyway,
see him. We will see, said Captain Bell oracularly. Yeah, that is it for chapter
oracular.
7. Chapter 8. Let's
Dun, dun, chapter
wait. 1,
8.
2, 3,
Do
4,
you want to take a
5,
break?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I refill my water. Do you want to refill your water?
6, 7, 8, nandiyan. 10, 11. But napala kita teruskan lu. We can finish until chapter 9. Eh, mana chapter 8 saya?
I don't know. Where did chapter 8 go?
Where's my chapter 8? Oh, ni na ba? Okay, I found it.
Okay, you
Artistan.
starting first? Oh, me.
Yeah.
Okay. It is sad to chronicle the fact that on the way back to the shark, Captain Bell's language was not such as a maiden's ears
When
should hear.
can
Dia dah
when
marah.
when can we read on Paula's POV actually?
I know. I'm so tired of these people. But it is doubtful if Cecile's ears did hear it, such paternal explosions being somewhat too
Mm.
common of occurrence to command attention. On the other hand, the treatment which she had just received at the hands of the poet was an entirely new experience, and in
Ay,
consideration of what Wood had told her, one that puzzled her mightily. There was naturally no way of poor Cecile knowing that the poet took her for her sister Hermione, and was
wait.
walking off
Oh
a little
no. Not
artistic PQ due to return of verses which had cost him gallons of tea and many pounds of macaroons. Belle was going off at intervals like an automatic foghorn. The fool! He stormed. The bloody fool! To the expressionless delight of his crew, which pulled away with stony faces. Is he a wild ass of the desert, or does he think I am,
wild
or both?
ass.
What in thunder did he mean by all that rot about Hermione shooting the keeper and he standing by to bury him in the sand? Was the fool trying to josh me? I like to like so he didn't think that,
Oh my god.
that what he said was true, but it's
Oh
actually
no.
true.
I
Thought like
mean,
that this guy was like spreading lies about my daughter would never do that.
she's an angel.
Oh, she's not. She's quite violent though.
Yeah.
Was the fool trying to josh me? I'd like to know. And all that slush about percussion, something, and poetic interpretation by an aeolian harp cracking on. Did you ever see such a cup-faced, swab-headed guillemot? Soul
Tillamook.
talk. I want to drink.
I
These
I
and other winged words. Yes?
I think if Christian Hurt Hotstorm. Siapa namanya?
Hellstrom.
Hellstrom. I think
Yeah.
if Hellstrom was the one that went there, he'll be like, "Yep, that's my daughter, right?" She would do that. I think he
He's like,
would.
yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense.
I think he would be like, "Oh, you would help her. I love you so much. Thank
Uh,
you. You're a good man.
yes.
you that's the right way. That's what a man should do. You should support her and help her
Tapi
bury that body."
their biological father wouldn't believe Hermione would do that. Oh
I
no.
mean, he didn't raise them. To be fair,
Yeah.
it was more like Hellstrom that raised them.
No.
Okay, where did I stop? Oh,
I know.
these and other winged words were lost upon Cecile. She was trying to hit on some solution of Applebow's treatment of herself. Certainly, there had been some hidden meaning in the looks which he had turned upon her. Like, so she's like running through the whole scene again in her head. Like, she's like, what did he do? What did he say? Why is he acting this way, right? So she's like trying to puzzle him out. Something which suggested a motive for his peculiar behavior. Cecile, who found it quite impossible to construe any situation as unflattering to herself, decided that the behavior of the poet was nothing less than sheer bluff. So he's like, just like, why didn't he fall to my feet and kiss me? You know, like, why did he just like, love me immediately, like, like soon or ever? So it must be that he's bluffing. Either he was trying to disguise some
Uh-huh.
deep inner emotion, or else he had wished to mislead Captain Bell as to the true reason for his constant attendance. Cecile did not for an instant take seriously Applebow's sentimental effusions about the effect upon his poetry produced by the propinquity of the shark. She was quite convinced that there was a very deep and subtle method underlying his apparently foolish pose. Heretofore, she had been divided as to whether he must be considered as a really smitten lover or merely as a sort of half witted loon, which, like all of its species, was quite at home on the wave. She had even thought it possible that he might be a fool of whimsical ideas, who had actually attached himself to the shark from sheer lacking objective. This theory had been overturned by Wood's revelations, and she had accompanied her father to call on Applebow with the secret determination of discovering what was really underneath his eccentric behavior. She's trying to figure him out. Like, but basically, that's what the father wanted to figure out. Also, like, what is this guy doing? Like, there has to be a reason for this, right? It can't be just because. Okay? The sleepy quick wittedness, the supine manner of attempting to disguise a fierce forcefulness beneath the deep, resonant voice, silky and warm, the inscrutable leonine face with its mane of tawny hair, the tout ensemble had deeply impressed Cecile, though she was not yet conscious of how deeply. Do 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 do.
The
She's
hell?
deeply impressed, but she doesn't know how deeply. Ooh. But she knew that Applebow was very far from being the pilot fish which he claimed to be. A chunk of pork on a hook, perhaps. But a pilot fish? No. Cecile had a vague instinct that she was shortly to be more fully informed in the matter. She's like, must be something. Must be something, Can't just be that he wants to follow us. So she suspects there's something more. Okay, your turn.
Okay. Notwithstanding which, she arrived at the schooner in a state of extreme irritation, while her father had subsided into a subacute exasperation expressed by grunts and growls. Grunts?
He's like, oh,
Grunting?
I
I
hate the
always
guy.
use that word when I'm trying to do oh sorry.
Uh-huh.
A certain curiosity had backed up the real motive for the call aboard the Daffodil, and this curiosity had been politely but effectually flouted, and both father and daughter much resented it. Especially the daughter, as much trifling with the affections of many young men is a poor way for a girl to get in training, to have a young man treat her with less majesty. Oh. On coming alongside of the schooner, they found a boat from
Majesty.
the Arcturus, and Cecile's temper was
Mhm.
not improved by at hearing the gay laughter, the
You know what it
happy,
means.
right? Yes, yes, of course I know. And why did I stop by hearing the gay?
Hearing the gaze.
She does not like to hear the gay laughter from the deck, where Hermione, Paula, Huntington Wood, and Mr. Poole were having a very good time. No.
She FOMO, bro.
Cecile was one of those girls who grow restive at the sight of attractive men in the possession of other girls. Wait, bitch, stop being so possessive, eh? So she proceeded at once to break up the party carry, thinking, "What, bitch? He's your
I know, right?
ex.
I
Let
know.
him has a good talk with Paula, taking wood away from Paula as one might deprive a child of some object with which it was too young to play.
She's not that young. She's
A
like
year
23, right?
younger, a year younger than
Mm.
All were curious to hear about the call upon Mr. Applebow, however, especially as the red and belligerent expression of Captain Bell's face showed that it had not been in all ways agreeable. Your friend Applebow, said Cecile to Wood, is, without exception, the rudest man I have ever met. Hermione raised her eyebrows. Wood, always loyal to the absent, protested. Oh no, said he. Odd and eccentric and all of that, but not really rude. Call it what you like, said Cecile. We had to board his nasty little boat practically by force, after which he did nothing but sit there and make sneering remarks. I bet I bet if one of us sisters get married and it's with a very handsome man, Cecile would swoop them away. That was the only way he managed to keep awake, growled Belle, who was pacing up and down his quarterdeck with short, impatient steps. Apparently, said Cecile, he was trying to be witty at our expense. You should have heard what Papa said about him coming back. We did, from the time you left the yawl, said Hermione. Cecile
Because the
gave
father was
a
so loud.
yeah. Cecile gave a mirthless little laugh. Fancy your being so silly as to you're so silly as to say that he was in love with me.
I
Hunt-
never say that.
Huntington never said that, observed Hermione. He merely said that Applebow was in love with somebody aboard the shark. There was a laugh, which was quite quickly checked, for Cecile's face became suddenly crimson. She bit her lip, and her grey eyes actually filled with tears of sheer mortification. Wood went quickly to her rescue. Wood,
No,
stop!
Wood,
My
stop it.
God! What?
Let her suffer.
I
Because that's the
know.
thing. Wood at the start was the one who purposely didn't say.
Yeah, he wanted to be petty, but then felt. Is he trying to feel
But now,
bad? Is he
I
feeling
don't
bad?
know.
Oh, up to this time, said he, Harold has probably fancied himself in love with an ideal. Now that he
Mm.
have seen the real, we may look for rapid developments. Huh, grunted Captain Bell, whose prominent hat
Ni masih marah.
brought him within earshot. He's a bomb, that's what's the matter with him. Said it wasn't Hermione he rescued, but the gamekeeper. Said Hermione was about to assassinate him and that if she had, he would have dug a hole in the sand and shoved him in. Balmy as a spring dream. My daughter will never do that. She's an angel. I imagine. Is quite capable of it, said Wood and glanced at Hermione. There was a vivid red splash in each of the
Oh,
girl's
she's
cheeks, and
embarrassed.
her eyes were like sapphires.
She
By
was about to cry.
Jove! Wood laughed. Look at Hermione! He's like an annoying older brother to Hermione now.
Yeah.
I believe she would have helped him. What a pair of savages! Gondola! Bell stopped in his beat and threw one arm around Paula. He made no secret of the fact that she was his. See, I
Ah,
told you she's
let's
his favorite.
go.
That she was his favorite daughter, a preference which aroused no jealousy in the hearts of the. Oh, that's nice. I bet she's the greatest sister they would ever had, in the hearts of
No,
the other
the most
girls,
normal one
as
also.
both appreciated fully Paula's sweetness of disposition and invariable unselfishness. Aw. She was, in a way, the mean between the extremes of Cecile's calculating and Hermione's impetuous nature. Also, she acted as a sort of fender between her sisters and their father. Wait. Okay. On the whole, the family was an affectionate one, but high spirits and diverse dispositions made the offices of a peace advocate indispensable. So she's like,
We need her. We need her around.
yeah, she we
Everything will go to shit if she's not
she
around.
is needed to, like, everything for the stability of the family. Artistan.
Do you know what I think, Snapbell? I think that the scoundrel is secretly in love with Paula, and
Well,
he ain't man enough to step up and say so.
I wouldn't.
What makes you think that? Would ask. Logical exclusion. Here, he has performed a service for Hermione and lets it drop there. And Cecile goes aboard his boat and he sits there and jollies her. What was it he said? Huh? That about the idle amusement he furnished being a fair exchange for the use of our minds, eh? What was it, Cecile? Some rubbish, I don't know. Cecile
Everyone's
turned away
angry.
angrily.
Everyone's so.
Besides, continued Belle, Paula is the only one he has ever sighted close aboard.
Oh, really?
All right, old man. He glanced toward the daffodil. We'll see how much of a test you can stand. Wait till I rob you up and down the coast from St. John's, Newfoundland to Hatteras a few times. He glanced at Wood. Come with us, Huntington. You see some sport. The beggar means to follow if he can.
Oh
She's like,
no.
anak tersayang aku yang you nak. No, this is war.
You want my favorite daughter? You fight me first over my dead body.
Wood
Oh my god.
hesitated. Cecile was looking at him, ready to give a little sign of affirmation. But to her extreme surprise, guess who Wood looked at first?
Hermione?
Wood glanced not at her, but at Paula.
God.
Cecile's eyes followed his. Paula was looking at Wood, and as he hesitated, her face grew suddenly pale. Do you all want me? And by you, you mean Paula? Oh, remember how he always looks at Cecile for affirmation?
Now he looks at Paula.
Yeah.
Because Paula is
And Hermione,
nice.
I guess so. Maybe after like having lunch with her, like he realized, oh my god, Paula is way better than Cecile.
He chose the wrong sister.
Yeah, he's like trying to make up for it. Of course we do, answered Hermione. Do come. And Paula echoed the invitation a little, oh yes, of course, a little faintly, and Cecile in a cool, indifferent way, sure, you can come if you want. She was wondering at the peculiar expression she had caught in Paula's eyes as they met those of Wood. Oh, something's going on. Then I'll go with great delight, said Wood. But I don't think that the chase will last very long when it comes to offshore work. You can hardly expect a little yawl like that to keep up with a schooner of this size. I'll back him, said Hermione. The shark is about as speedy as an oyster float. Just the same, snapped Belle. I'll make you a bet, young lady, that we will have lost our pilot fish at the end of 10 days. They've got 10
Oh.
days. Uh-oh. Time to ban someone.
Ah, ban someone. Ban? We're banning.
Ban. In chat.
Oh, someone in chat?
Mm.
What happened?